Hi, it's James Wood here from Totally Wild UK. And we're in the woods here looking at one of the smaller boletes. So this one's called the Peppery bolete and it has peppery flavour, which is quite interesting because the boletes often don't have that peppery flavour, and this one's a really nice one to use for mixing things up in dishes a little bit. So if we look at it from an identification point to start with, for the boletes we've got a cap, we've got a stem, and then on the underside, instead of gills, we've got a spore surface. So it's a bit like a spongy underside. That pulls us down to the boletes. Fantastic rule of thumb to start with: if it's red or if it stains blue, so we're looking for bright red on the mushroom, or blue staining instantly, it might make you spew. So red or blue might make you spew. Doesn't guarantee it will, but as from a beginner's point of view, it's best to avoid any mushrooms that do that. And then if we slice a little bit off, if we give it a little munch in our mouth and it's really, really bitter, then we avoid that one because that means we've got rid of the bitter bolete, which might ruin your dish. For this one, if we slice a little bit off, specifically in the stem, it's going to taste peppery, which is one of the key ID features for this one. So we take a closer look. It's got kind of a rusty brown cap, and then the spore side, so on the underside here, this is also brown. And then the stem, slightly brown as well, and then when it tapers off to the base, you can see it's quite distinctively yellow, which all these parts, the brown spores, that yellow base and the slight peppery taste, are really the easiest way for us to identify this out from some of the smaller, slightly smaller boletes that are out there. And then if we cut it in half, we won't see blue staining in this one, but we'll see that the centre is also yellow and actually becomes like quite a vibrant yellow towards the base. Cooks really well. We don't really be using loads of this in dishes, but let's say we wanted to cook, I don't know, just any kind of mushroom dish, we could start pulling the pepper or spice out of the dish and we could start putting this in. You can also dry this one as well. Slice it thinly, dry it, and then you can use it as a spice. So you can use it in spice mixes as a slight pepper or chilli. I've heard, I was told the other day about Neville. So a chap called Neville blends the stems specifically because that's more pepper. So blends it into mayonnaise and makes like a spiced pepper mayonnaise, which sounds really, really good. It's something on my list definitely to do. But these ones, I mean, this one's quite large. The average size is slightly smaller than this. And this is about as big as it gets. So I'd say this across maybe 5 or 6 centimetres across is about as large as it gets. Really nice firm texture. From what I've seen, not many things seem to enjoy eating this apart from the bolete eater, the bolete mould that sometimes digests them. But I'm not seeing, I mean, I've seen quite a few ceps and porcini throughout here that have been eaten by the squirrels, and I'm going to believe that the pepperiness from this one, they prefer to go for the porcini than the peppery bolete, which means it's great. It's up for grabs for us to be picking this one. So that's it, the peppery bolete. One to keep your eyes out for when you're looking for the boletes. And this is one of the smaller, slightly smaller, peppery tasting boletes.